Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prepping by Faith, and today we're going to be discussing the 3 questions that every prepper should be asking themselves when they are planning. And I think this is really going to help you guys get focused. For those of you who have no idea where to start or even what you're doing, or maybe you've been prepping for a while now and you just feel like you've lost your vision, you just feel like you've lost your purpose, you don't even know what it is that you're pressing forward to anymore, you don't know what your goal is. So I want to take the time to lay out these questions so that we can get a better understanding and an idea of how to proceed in our planning as preppers. So the very first question that I believe that every prepper should be asking themselves is, when you close your eyes and you think about your perfect prepper paradise, what is it that you see? Now, you guys don't have to close your eyes or anything like that, but let's just take a minute and think about that. Think about what you're envisioning when you close your eyes. And there is no right or wrong answer here. This needs to be specific to you. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your plans? What do you want that to look like when it is final, when it is complete? Now, some of you guys might actually be seeing a complete off-grid property, and you have a well, and you have maybe some sort of solar set up. You have gardens, you have animals, you have all of these things to be completely sustainable. Others of you might be picturing something much smaller, and your home is paid off. You're debt free. You don't owe anything to anyone. Maybe you have a few chickens for eggs and you have a garden that you are growing. And then others of you might just be picturing your prepper pantry that is completely well stocked and you have more than enough funds to replenish it as you rotate out of those goods. I really want us to think about this. What is it that you are working towards? What is it that you want to see in completion? And I really think this is important because I think there's a lot of us that have gotten derailed because we didn't take the time to do this for ourselves. Maybe we actually adopted somebody else's vision. Maybe we watched so many prepper channels and so many videos that we got an idea of what it was that we had to have, that we needed to look like, how this vision was that we were supposed to be working toward, what this goal was. And it was somebody else's dream. It was somebody else's goal. It wasn't even personal to you, and you've gotten lost along the way. Or still, maybe something else happened to where, let's think back to 2020 and when a lot of us came on board for prepping. Maybe the goal that we initially had, maybe whatever got us motivated to begin prepping has caused us to become derailed in some aspects because what we were doing, what we were acquiring was for one specific thing. And after that event kind of went back to some semblance of normal and it dissipated and things kind of leveled out, we didn't feel the urgency to continue preparing because we didn't take the time to see or envision what it was we were working towards. So I really think this is important. This is going to be crucial for a lot of reasons, because as you begin to think about what your dreams and your plans are, your goals are, then you're going to have the desire to want to work towards those. You're going to have the desire to continue to stay motivated because you're going to see the importance of seeing those things become to fruition and become more personal to you as you go further along in your preparedness journey. You're going to feel more excited and more passionate about this because it isn't somebody else's dream or what somebody else is telling you that your dream is supposed to look like. Everybody has their own personal journey, and everybody's life is going to look different. Everybody's plans are going to be different, and that is completely fine. And we should be celebrating that in the community, guys. We should be championing people and empowering people to work toward those goals and see those things come to reality and not feel like they have to look exactly like us in order to actually be considered a prepper. So I really want to encourage you guys in that. That is question number 1. So the other question that leads me into is, are you taking any of the steps now to get yourself to that place, or are you stuck in a loop that's not going anywhere? And I really think this is going to be a critical question that we need to ask ourselves to keep ourselves on track. You know, sometimes we have a dream or a vision or an idea and we really just don't have a clue where to start. So we really need to kind of start paring this down. If you did take the time to write that dream down, which I hope you did, now is a time where you can start looking at those smaller things. Maybe you got a big picture, but there were specific items that you listed that you wanted to see in that Prepper Paradise vision. So let's go ahead and think about some of those things. What are some of those things that you saw? Did you see chickens? So maybe one of the things that you want to start working toward is researching about raising chicks, creating yourself, a hen house, figuring out what their diet consists of. And then once you've done your proper research and you have the facility ready for them, then acquiring your first chicks that you can start, seeing raise them into mature hens and eventually lay eggs for you. This is stuff that we can do. Or, is there something else that you saw in that vision that you want to work towards? Maybe it is becoming debt free. What are the necessary steps that you need to start taking to get yourself toward that? Is one of the things, working on, let's say you have a car payment right now, and that is the highest interest rate that you have. Are you sending anything extra in a month on that principal to get that paid off more quickly? Or are you continuing to just pay your minimum payments? These are the things that we have to do. If we're seeing these dreams, we're seeing these goals, we have to keep ourselves motivated along on that journey in order to be successful in it. We can't just have a picture in our minds and expect everything to just work out because we have this beautiful vision and plan. If we're going to be successful, we're going to start making small steps in working towards that goal. We don't want to get so overwhelmed by the inflated vision that we had that we're not able to drill down into those specifics that we saw. So we want to start off with working toward those specific smaller things that we saw. And as we knock off each one, as we check off each one, we're going to start seeing that progress. And so that really leads me to the last question that I think is important. And the last question is, do you take the time to celebrate those small wins? Now, this is going to be critical in order to keep you fueled and excited about continuing to work on your preparedness plan for your future. If you don't celebrate those small wins, then the win can easily be taken from your sails, and you can always feel sort of defeated or like you're not making any headway in this goal, this dream that you have for yourself. So really take time to celebrate those small wins. Even something as simple as, you're stocking up your prepper pantry and you see all of your cans of tomatoes are to that point. You've replenished all of them. They're all well stocked. You've got them all labeled, and you don't need any more tomatoes right now. That is a huge success. That is a huge win. If you are thinking about learning how to garden and you have taken the time to research your soil type and your growing zone, and you've gone outside and you made a plan and you've prepped out an area for where that garden's going to go, and you've acquired the seeds and you're starting to grow your little seedlings from start inside your home, and you're watching them thrive and take off indoors before you ever even plant them outside. That is a win, guys. That is something that we should be celebrating, these small little successes as we take these necessary steps. Are you taking the time just to get a hold of some reading material? Are you researching something? Are you learning about something that you've never even heard about before? And you're retaining that information and you're taking the time to do that. That's wonderful. Are you taking strides in the kitchen? One of the things that I haven't really taken the time to celebrate myself as I teach you guys about celebrating small wins is recently I have really taken the time to learn how to make all these different soups. As many of you know, I shared a household in Colorado with my parents. And because of that, because my mother was in this house with us, she always made these soups. She always sent some upstairs, and in a way that handicapped me because I was relying on her to do that for me. Well, one of the things that I took over when we got in here is the initiative to learn how to make all of those soups, because I think it's so important. Soups is a great way to stretch our budget and our resources. It's going to feed you for a couple of days. Even a family of 4 like mine, we're able to get a couple of days out of that meal, and my husband and I even have lunches for the next day. So that is a wonderful way to stretch your budget. And if you really learn how to make these things that you enjoy eating, that taste really good, that are healthy, it's just so many benefits. It's very beneficial. So that is one of the things that I've done, I feel like, is a small win. So really, guys, I just want to encourage you in this journey, and then one of the other things that I want you to realize is that you need to lean into the Lord. Take the time to ask him what the plans are that he has for your life. See if, know, any of your goals are lining up with what he would speak to you about what to do. And if you don't know what to do in a situation, take the time to ask him. But as you pray and as you ask him, also remember to listen, because it is definitely a two-way street in a conversation. Sometimes he will drop things down on the inside of you and give you an idea that you know is heavenly inspired that couldn't have possibly come from you, because you were just so lost at that moment and had absolutely no idea where to go or what direction to head. But we have to be in communication with him and asking him to help us. You know, that is so critical in our journey in this life and in preparedness. So I just wanted to give you guys this video. Hopefully these 3 steps are really encouraging and motivating and help get you a better plan, a better direction for your preparedness journey. And God bless you guys all today. Remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.